Today we want to talk about how Jesus Christ saw the Bible or the Holy Scriptures. Now, in the days of Jesus Christ, there were challenges with the Bible or the scrolls that they had in his days, just as much as today we have criticism concerning the Bible. However, in Jesus' time, Jesus made some comments about the Bible that are worth considering, which I think that can help us in our days. Now, the first challenge they had was that there was a problem of, if you like, canonical challenges. What that means is that there were books that were not accepted in the days of Jesus Christ. Even though the scrolls were there, they were not deemed as inspired by God. Number two, there were typological errors, a possibility of typological errors. Remember, there was no printing press in the days of Jesus Christ. So what happened was that they had to copy one material when a papyrus had expired into another, a newer papyrus. So there will be copying errors. For example, a number which is, let's say, 14,000 could end up being 140,000. So there was a challenge of typological errors. Number three, there was also the issue of recopying. You know, they didn't have the originals in Jesus' time. What that means is that what Moses wrote, the originals were not there in Jesus' time. They may have expired after so many hundreds of years. So the materials, the scrolls are turned in Jesus' time were copied materials. And then number four, there was a possibility of translations. You know, Jesus spoke Aramaic and then also Hebrew. There is some scholarship that he may have also even spoken Greek, because Greek was a dominant language in the time of Jesus Christ. Don't forget that the Israelites were under an occupation by the Greco-Roman world, the Hellenist system. So there was a possibility that Jesus Christ spoke what? Greek. So there are assumption that there were some translations of the works of God in other multiple languages also existed. And then also number five, let's not forget that the autographer simply means original copies were not there. And yet Jesus Christ said something tremendously important that we must understand for today. The first one that I would read has to do with his words in the book of Matthew chapter 5 verse 18. Jesus says, "For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass away, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled." Now, what is a jot? A jot is like an I, and then you put a dot on it. A tittle is a bar that crosses your T or your J. Now, Jesus says that the materials that, remember we've talked about five things. We've talked about the fact that there were recopyings, there was no autographer, there was no canon, there was a possibility of translations, and multiple recopyings. But Jesus says that yes, the materials in his time, not one jot or one tittle will fall until all of them have been fulfilled. What that means is that despite all the challenges that he had in their days concerning the scriptures, the same challenges that we have in our generation, Jesus says that they were profitable for use and doctrine, and that not a jot or tittle will fall until all were fulfilled. Now, in the words in Matthew chapter 5 verse 18, there are some points that we must embrace. The first one is the phrase, "For assuredly I say to you." Jesus says the words were true, number one. He says, "Assuredly I say to you." Then he says, "Till heaven and earth pass away." The second point is in the point of longevity. It says the words would even outlast heaven and earth. So the Bible has longevity. The Bible, number two, has sincerity. Then he says, not one jot or tittle. The words are inerrant. Jot or tittle means that they were in the format that he made them, they were so inerrant. They were trustworthy. And then he says, they shall not part from the law till they have all been accomplished. What that means is that number 4, they have propheticity. The words of Jesus have what? They have propheticity. Now let's move on to the other words, scriptures that Jesus Christ used for our study. It is in Matthew chapter 24, verse 35. Jesus says, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. Now what that means is that the words of Jesus Christ are supreme. They are more supreme than any religion, than Muhammad, than Islam, than the Quran, than heaven, than earth. And then number 2, they are sufficient for faith and practice. Why? Because even they are more supreme than where we are going in heaven. So Jesus' words are supreme. Jesus' words are sufficient. Jesus' words are inerrant. Jesus' words are authentic. Jesus' words have longevity. Jesus' words have propheticity. And Jesus' words indeed have power. From these two scriptures, Matthew chapter 24, 35 and Matthew chapter 5, verse 18, we know that these 7 points are sure of God's words. Why? Because Jesus Christ confirmed them for us in Jesus' mighty name. God bless you.